Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today is another episode. It's episode 15, I believe it is, in the special Halloween 2024 specials, Horror Hangouts with Uncle Bob. So this is episode 15. I'm going to be looking at the final four of the Halloween films. So, we're going to be jumping on now. To the next one, which is Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. Again, coming off the first one it did and down onto the second one. Now, if you didn't think that I, obviously as you know from episode 14, I totally dislike the horror Rob Zombie ones. I probably hate more than the new trilogy, to be honest. And yeah, don't like the first one, although I think it picks up right towards the end. This one I hate even worse, and I think probably this is, actually I think this is my least, whatever, I hate Season of the Witch, but I think I hate this probably the most out of all of them, even worse than Ends. Yeah, I just hate it. I don't like the way Myers looks in it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that, alright, you could probably say the only positives of Myers being in it, and it's another Halloween film, and only just the violence and kills that are in it, but I think this has got so many, well, at least bad things that I hate. Yeah, I just hate the way Myers looks, I hate the storyline, I hate the pacing. I think there's a lot of scenes in it that are just ridiculous. I think it's boring in places. I think some of the stuff is just a bit way too over the top. And it's very, very dark as well. If you know you've seen this. There's a lot of scenes that are so dark you just can't even see what's going on, and it's just ridiculous. And yeah, just loads of stuff that I just don't like. And yeah, I just think it's terrible. To be honest, and I hate it. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, the less said about it, better. Coming on to the new timeline, where they decided to do Halloween 78, and then a 40, I believe it was 40-year gap, right? Yeah, 40-year gap from, so the new timeline. So I hate Halloween 78, and then 40 years, and then the next three. So this is, should be H40 really, but yeah, it's just Halloween. Obviously Halloween 2018, but probably should be H40 because, yeah, if H2O was H2O 20 years later, surely this should be Halloween H40, not just Halloween. Anyway, or even it should say 2018, not just Halloween, because it's not. It hasn't a new thing, but anyway, that's my thoughts on that. It should be just Halloween H40, but anyway, so this is, yeah, I think this done quite well. I think people liked it, but for me, I think genuinely I was excited that there was a new Halloween film. I was like, oh great, there's a new Halloween film. So I really, really was excited when it came out, and I really, really wanted to see it. But if I'm being totally honest, I think it's not perfect. I think I can say that. Now Myers looks fantastic because obviously it's the original actor from the 78. So Myers is still looks pretty good, and the mask is fantastic as well. So no issues there. I think the kills are really, really good in it, or quite good. I think the pacing is reasonably okay, but I think there's some bits, especially when you see Myers going around doing a few house-to-house kills, a bit too quick in my opinion, a bit too rushed. So didn't like those couple of kills he did quite quick when he went to house. Yeah, a bit too quick for my liking. I like just the pace to be worked out better, and yeah, sort of yeah, didn't like Myers' movements there as well. Just a bit too quick. It happened. I think kills were alright, but still, again, a bit too quick. I think there's some scenes. There's some scenes that I quite like, but there's some scenes that I don't like. And I didn't like it at the beginning. For me, yeah, I know obviously Miles in prison, but yeah, I think towards the beginning it's a bit boring in a way, and yeah, there's a few too many scenes there, and that I don't like at all. I think it's only when Myers escapes and then goes on a killing spree that it starts to sort of actually get any sort of really enjoyable, to be honest. Yeah, I think there's that. Um, yeah, other positives, the fact that it is continuing and it's got obviously Jamie Lee, it's Laurie, the original two people, obviously the original actors playing Myers and obviously Jamie Lee playing Laurie. So yeah, in a way, yeah, it's good because it's obviously got those in it and it's going back to the original story, which is good. And yeah, those being in it. In fact, it is another Halloween film that's good. Some kills generally good, but a couple too rushed. General pace, alright, but then sort of gets a bit too quickish when Myers go around killing. I think these are the problems that I have with this. Is that yeah? I think, as I said at the beginning. Well, let's look at the because it's 40 years later. I was thinking, 40 years later, is someone really going to wait 40 years to escape? You know, go around killing people and wait 40 years to escape. Sort of for me, 20 years later sort of did work because you sort of got Halloween 78, and then you've got a few other Halloween films, and then you've got 20 years later. And for me, it's sort of the idea did work 20 years later. But with this 40 years, I think it was far too long. I think there was a way that I could have done it where it wasn't 40 years, maybe maybe 30 years perhaps, or something else. Yeah, 40 years. Would someone really wait 40 years, be really, really old, and then decide to come after? Or, I mean, really, yeah, that just seemed too long of a time. So there was that. The issues, I think there's some scenes I just generally just don't like, and I just think it's just boring and just yeah a bit slow in places and just not. Um, you just want it to speed up for Myers to get out and go around killing. And yeah, I just think at the beginning it's just a bit. There's some scenes where you're just not really that interested in it. Yeah, just not just a really slow build up. I think the time is alright on this. Yeah, but there's some scenes that I don't like, some scenes that I really, really hate, and some stuff that doesn't make sense in some places. But although I will say that the end sequence, the fight between Myers and Laurie, is quite good. I think the ending is very good. Actually, I think the ending is better than this than it is in Kills, if I'm being honest. I'll take this ending and swap and Kills, and then Kills would have been really, really awesome. I think the ending, I quite like the ending. But there's so many scenes I just don't like. Yeah, yeah. There's a few things that I don't like, but there's a few things I do like. There's that. Now we're going to Kills. Now Kills actually do more than I like it more than I think it's got more positives than negatives, and I like it. I think it's a great continuation. For me, sequels must, have got to be really good, carrying on from, if it's something from, because the ending of 2018, where Myers was, uh, you know, they set the house on fire, Myers was trapped inside, and then this continues from that, which is really, really good. And the ending, the beginning of this is fantastic. It goes back to 78, and it shows you what happened, because in the original one, Myers got shot and fell out of a window, and then carried on going after Laurie. But because this was a new timeline, what happened was the events of 78. Myers shows you at the beginning of this. Myers goes around killing the first one. Then he ends up getting shot. He actually gets shot, and then he gets shot, and then he must have got, because the events of the first one did happen. So then he got shot, fell out of a window, and then he went off. Well, at least this is what they do in. This is what they did in the new timeline. So basically, the first one happened. He fell out of a window, and then in this beginning, uh, instead of him going after Laurie in the hospital, he goes off after getting shot out the window, goes off and goes back to his house, the original Myers house. The police come, one of the police officers ends up getting killed, and Myers leaves the house and then gets arrested by officers. Instead of going, when you see the second one originally, it goes to the hospital and traces Laurie there. But in this, the new timeline, he gets arrested instead, and obviously he's in prison for 40 years. And this, so at the beginning of this, it goes back to 78, which is very, very cool, and I really love that. I absolutely love it. I think actually in 2018, they should have done something quite similar in the first one at the beginning, which would have made it cooler. I think this is a very cool start. So it starts off really, really well with doing that, and it, explain how he, got arrested. So it's, that is very, very cool. And then it jumps back to 2018, where obviously the events of the first one, where it's trapped in a fire. It starts. So the ending of 2018 is the beginning of this one. So yeah, you see him in the fire, and then he comes out, and yeah, it's just a really good. So you get not only the beginning 78, but then you get the continuation of him getting trapped in a fire and then escaping, and then it's just really good from then. There's a really good scene where he's fighting firefighters, and it's really good. Then he goes around house to house killing people, which is very good indeed. Myers looks fantastic. The kills are really, really good. Sometimes they might be a bit over the top, but still quite brutal. A lot of kills. Very, very enjoyable, I thought, generally. I think this probably, again, could be one to watch on a Saturday night. I think watch this on a Sunday. I think this has got a lot of fun. Like with F2018, I think it's less fun. I think this is just fun. It's got a lot of fun and enjoyable factors to it. It's a good cast. I think the pacing is quite good, and yeah, it's just fun really. There's a lot of good stuff, but I think the actual issues with it is that it sort of gets a bit boring and slow in the middle, and it gets to the point it sort of becomes boring and it becomes stupid. So the ending in the middle is like stupid. Then there's like a silly subplot, just where everyone's out to get Myers, silly subplot. And then the ending is alright, but I think not that great. Yeah, so I think beginning really good, and then majority of it is quite good. And I think it's really maybe the last half an hour that's a bit, it becomes sort of a bit boring, stupid, and then a not very good ending. So yeah, this could have been, I think it's still fun, and I quite like it. I quite like it best out of the new, most recent three. But I think it's let down by the middle and the ending. But yeah, I still quite like it. And in regards to the ends, obviously the last one, and seemingly the last Halloween movie. But I don't think it's going to be the last one forever. I can't see that being the last time I'll ever see Miles on film. I'm sure someone will make. But it's Halloween ends, the last one. Now this is quite terrible. Uh, yeah, it's almost to the point where it's something you're just not really even bothered about watching, really. And yeah, I mean, you could say that maybe Myers looks good in it, and it has got Myers in it, because it almost couldn't probably had Myers in it, because he's not in it for a lot of the movie. The fact that he's still in it, and he does go around killing people, that's quite good. Still got Laurie in it, which is quite good. But I think a lot of bad, mostly bad. It mainly focuses on another character completely. Is the main focus, being away from Myers, and that's just, to me, it's not interesting. For me, it's all supposed to have been about Myers, or at least it was originally. And yeah, it just focuses on another character. Maybe a little too late. Maybe they should have focused on another character in previous movies. Being Myers all that time and then focusing on a character right at the end was, I think, a little too late. And yeah, it's just not interesting when it's focusing, not because you're expecting it to be seeing Myers more and then focus on another character. It just becomes what I want to say, a different movie completely. It doesn't seem like it's Halloween. If you're focusing on another character completely, it becomes sort of boring and not really interesting, and it becomes like it's almost like Halloween film with a different character, and then you just seem to just forget that Myers is even there, and just not really interesting. I think it's sometimes, not interesting, boring in places. Some of the scenes are not very good. Some of the kills are alright, but not great. I think there's times where it does get good is when Myers comes back onto the surface and then goes around killing people. It's quite good. But then the final fight between him and Laurie is quite short-lived, and the outcome is obviously not good for Myers. Yeah, probably a bit, maybe a bit over the top. And yeah, it's just got a lot of. I think it's just got a lot of bad rather than good, to be honest. A few things alright, but really, yeah, just boring, uninteresting, and just, yeah, it's just got a lot of things like that. So guys, that's it. We've gone through all the Halloween films, with the exception of Season of Witch. So that's in this episode, last 4 films. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more vids. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now. See you soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, bye for now. See you soon.